Do you want to become a long-term profitable sports bettor? Well, it's actually much easier than most people believe. Because when you know how to read the markets, the betting markets will reveal a lot of the answers to what you're looking for. And in today's video, I'm going to show you where the smart, sharp sports bettors are placing their bets, what they're placing their bets on, and you can use this information to your advantage. I'm Boyd Davis, founder of Sportsbet University, and I'm going to teach you how to use the data-driven tools, the market insights to find positive EV bets that the pros use over and over again. I'm going to introduce to you a new tool that's going to change your betting ways forever. Now, whether you're brand new or been betting for years, I'm going to show you the tool that's going to change your methods, change your strategies. You can incorporate them right away. Becoming a profitable, successful sports bettor really comes down to a couple of things: beating the closing line and having an edge. Now, how do you do that? Well, Pinnacle Odds Dropper definitely helps you do that with the market prices, getting the best price in the market before the games even start. Now, over time, with these pricing differences, that's what separates the sharps from the people that lose a lot. The pros do this by tracking sharp sports books. Pricing outliers, other sports books create a lot of opportunity. And absolutely one of the sharpest sports books in the world is Pinnacle. Pinnacle's odds move based on the smartest money going on in the markets. And now with this new tool, it allows you to see where the markets are going and see as it's happening to help you make better decisions. Now think of it like this. Pinnacle's odds dropped, say, plus 120 down to plus 108. That's not random. That's for a reason. Sharp money came in, clearing out an opportunity now for you to go find an outlier price at another sports book, say at plus 115, plus 120, or higher. Positive EV bets, mathematically, you're getting a better price than the fair odds. That one bet is a positive EV wager. Pros do it over and over again, and that's how they win. Now, I want to point out on limits and market strengths, here's the key that most bettors miss. The higher the limit, the sharper the market. So if Pinnacle's willing to take thousands on a line, that means that they've been tested and refined by the sharpest bettors. Odds Dropper even lets you track how these limits increase over time here with the alerts. You can go into configure alerts and do the alerts on the limit changes. So that's a massive advantage. We'll go through that next and how you can set those up and time your entries perfectly. Now, next up, I want to go through some configuration of settings. You can see here in the top right, you can choose do the American odds, decimal odds, things like that. Also the extraction of how you want to see the DVIG methods. I'm using power method. Of course, you can do additive, multiplicative, and Shin. And you can hide the controls here. So it's actually going to hide these events here, but I keep them open. Or, of course, you can mute them all. Now, what's important is you have your alert drops. So you have the alerts on limit changes. I really like this because you can see here in this one, you've got 50 seconds ago, they had a 100% increase on these limits. You see here what the limit was, what the limit went to. So this is a smaller market on this particular game. You can see over here on the right-hand side, this is actually Philippines. It looks like college basketball of some sort. So you can see the event here. Again, global basketball. People are doing really, really well using Pinnacle's odds and Pinnacle for positive EV using basketball, and not only just NBA and college, but around the world, Japan, China, all kinds of leagues that you can get scattered throughout. But you can get this alert change, and when you have the alert to the limit change, you can go back to the odds change and see what is significant based on the charts, the graphs, kind of if it went from a price up high, in this case minus 109 down to about minus 122. That's a pretty significant change going that direction. So you can see how the pricing is evolving and changing in the market, and you can beat that to an outlier price, wherever you might be able to find alternative pricing at an alternative book, getting a positive EV wager with Pinnacle. Let's go through a scenario here for a setting. I'm going to open up the alerts, the dropping odds alerts. And so what we're going to do is open this up and do a quick edit. You can actually go through and configure your alerts here and do all the settings here on the left-hand side. You can have a basketball one, you can have a limit change. You can do an opening line alert. That's another good one. You see the opening lines come out. You can be quick to that. But let's just say we want to go through a basketball dropping odds change. And so what I've done here is open this up to, include certain leagues, certain conferences, things like that. This minimum drop I have is 4%. That's a little bit low. You might want to be a little bit more aggressive and say, put this at 7. So the minimum drop here I have is 4. So I'm seeing a little bit more action, more games, more information. If you want to see less volume, but maybe a higher quality, you could increase that to say 7 or 8 and whatnot. So this is a conversion using decimal odds. I'm using using American odds from about minus 150 to plus 150. So you can set your own ranges here as the odds coming up that you have available. And of course, the interval here, 30 minutes going to a max time start of 20 days. So we're getting a lot of information in this particular setting. You can, of course, nickname it here and call it what you want. But you can set these up real quick, update the alert, and go on to the next one. But the settings here are really critical because you're going to see exactly what you want to have, exactly what you want to see popping up on these alerts as they pop up and come in very, very quickly. You can also focus in on one sport at a time. You can do simply football if you wanted to. Here's some college football we have coming up for later tonight. This is a beautiful thing because, again, let's say this James Madison chart here, you see them at minus 102 when they started. They're down to about minus 121. That's about 20 cents going that direction. That would indicate to me, especially with the increases, the yellow line here is the limit increase going up and up and up. They like the efficiency of that chart. So I call it an X. I'm doing some quantitative analysis here on the charts, and you can see they have this limit increase from 5,000 to 7,500. So they're very, very happy with that price, and you're probably going to see that hold stable. But that was a 5.23% drop in value, a nice chunk, and away we go. So again, you can look at the totals. This game is going under 57.5. Again, you can see the limits here and how the pricing is adjusted. Pricing originally was at plus 102. It's gone up to minus 145. I really like that play because, when they're changing 43 cents in price from the start, that's indicating that they've got a lot going on with that number at under 57.5. And that's how you read those charts and do these settings to really put yourself in a good position with all the sports, whether it's an odds drop alert, a limit change alert, or an opening line alert. You can also go through the bet tracker and place these bets in so you can see kind of where you stand on your positive EV. So you're just kind of getting this started, just kind of getting this roll, and you can go through and see the wins and the losses here and your numbers, your CLV. Maybe you play some that didn't have the best pricing in the world, but this is going to keep track of it for you as well. And what a great tool this is, just as we just get started with this tool. Sports betting really isn't about predicting winners. It's more about positioning yourself where the math and the markets give you the edge. If you do that consistently over time, you're going to see how the sharps increase their profits, build their bankroll over and over again. It's all math. Now, if you want to master this type of strategy to actually understand how the pros profit long-term, I'll show you how to use the exact tools step-by-step inside Sportsbet University. So you'll learn how to identify the value, size your bets properly, and build your own positive EV system that fits your goals and your bankroll. So if you click that link below, grab your free Sharp Better stack. It includes a bankroll builder, profit calculator, toolkit, glossary, all the things you need to get started today. Stop guessing, start reading the market. I'm Boyd Davis, and this is how Sharp Bettors win.